Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This new video will be about integrating factor, but this video will be just explaining in a very simple way why the integrating factor works and how to come up with this method. So let's start and solve this. Okay, so the integrating factor method will help us to solve equations of the following form. Okay, so we'll have y prime plus p of t y equal g of t. Okay, so the integrating factor method will use an auxiliary function called mu of t, and this function will help us to get a formula to solve my original differential equation. So the idea is to multiply this auxiliary function mu of t by every term in the equation. So we will have mu of t y prime plus mu of t pt y equal mu of t g of t. Okay, so once we have that, we can see that we didn't get anything better. Actually, we got worse because we don't know what to do now. So, but let's see something. So what happens if we take the derivative of mu of t y? If we do that, then what we get is mu prime of t y plus mu of t y prime. So, and now let's call this equation 1 and this equation 2. So, and now let's compare them. Let's compare the left-hand side of equation 1 and the right-hand side of equation 2. We see that this term here is basically this term here. And this term here is very similar to this term here. But what we're going to do to make them equal is we're just going to assume that u prime of t, not u, mu, sorry, mu prime of t is mu of t times p of t. So if we assume that, then we have basically the same, the right-hand side of equation 2 will be the same as the left-hand side of equation 1. So using that fact, we can say that the left-hand side of equation 2 will be equal to the right-hand side of equation 1. Okay, so from here we can see that this is easy to solve. We can just apply integration on both sides, and then this will be canceled, and then we will get mu of t y equal to the integral of mu of t gt dt plus c. So sorry about here, I should have put a dt here. Okay, so now we have that. So we can solve for y. So y will just be 1 over mu of t times the integral of mu of t gt dt plus c. Okay, so this will be the formula that we're going to use to solve first order linear first order differential equations of this form using the integrating factor method. So the integrating factor method is just this formula to solve for y. But now you may ask, okay, this is a simple formula, but how do we get mu of t? Well, that's easy because remember what we assume. So this was our assumption. So this assumption that we said mu prime of t is equal to mu of t p of t, right? So this is just a separable differential equation, and if you don't remember how to solve separable differential equations, you can go back to my previous video and see how I solve with some examples how to solve these kind of equations. But yeah, if you want to check, go back to my other videos and see how to do it. It's very simple, but let's stick to this problem now. Okay, so once we have this, right, so we will have that u of t will be c times e to the pt dt. Okay, so just in case that you don't want to go back to my previous video, I'm just gonna say that the idea of separable differential equations is to put all the variables, all one kind of variables in one side and all the other variables on the other side. So, and then we solve that differential equation. But again, I'm not gonna solve it here because you can watch a video and that video will be like 5 minutes. Yeah, so once we have that, we see that we can have a mu of t. And that mu of t, actually, for this method, we don't care about this c. So we can just say that mu of t is equal to e to the pt dt. And that's what we need. We need this equation here. So I'm going to put 2 lines here. And we need this equation here with the 2 lines. So those are the 2 equations that we're going to use to solve first order linear differential equations of this form. Okay, so once we know that, we should be able to solve several problems using this technique. So in the next video, I'm going to solve problems 2 or 3 using this technique. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to leave a comment, please comment below. And if you want me to cover any topic you want, I'll create videos to post about those topics. And if you want me to go through some problems, math problems, exam problems, homework problems, please, you can leave a comment or you can email me, and I'm glad to help you with the solutions of those problems. Okay, let's see you all in the next video.